Hi, good night. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to see if anyone connects. Today, my name is Luna, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you Vinyasa Flow. It's intermediate levels. So I'll be giving options for variations for each posture, and just feel free to do whichever posture your body's asking for today. Remembering this is your practice, to go to your own pace, and mostly to enjoy the practice. Take a moment to disconnect and reconnect with yourself through meditation, through movement. We're gonna be doing a little bit of heart openings. And so if you have any problems or situation with with back bending or chest opening, and you're right now watching, you can go ahead and ask me or let me know so I can give you the variation for you specifically. Either way, I'll be giving um, options for each posture, like I said before. Okay, so we're gonna get started. And all you're gonna be needing for this practice is your mat. If you at home have props and you feel comfortable using blocks or straps, then just go ahead and have them next to you. But all we're gonna be needing really is your mat. So we're gonna start on a sitting position, comfortable one. I'm gonna use a blanket to sit down to start meditation. So just finding yourself in a comfortable seated position. Start closing your eyes and just connecting with your breath. Just noticing how the air enters through your nose, goes through your throat, and into your lungs, and how your rib cage expands within each inhale and exhale. It contracts. Start noticing the weight of your hands on your lap, the weight of your body on your mat. And then we're going to start to notice and focus on the thoughts, emotions. So, whatever they are, don't judge them, just notice them. And actually, thoughts and emotions are like clouds. If you are in a field or at the beach and you're just laying there on the sun watching the sky, and then you just see the clouds pass by, you don't really judge them, you just notice them and see them as they go by. And we can do the same with thoughts. So, just whenever a thought arises or emotion, just notice it. Just watch it pass by, but don't feel attached to it or connected to it. It's just an emotion, it's just a thought. And for that same reason, they're wisdom, because it's just a slight chance that it might happen, but nothing has really happened yet. There's just emotions and thoughts. Your true essence is in this very moment of connection with your breath, within yourself. Keeping your eyes closed, you're gonna bring your hands behind your neck. Just giving like yourself a little massage behind the neck. Just noticing where there are points of resistance. Just loosening it up a little bit wherever there's tightness. Make all the way up to your skull. Maybe you need to put a little bit more pressure there. And then to your head, to the crown of your head. It's very intuitive, so wherever it feels nice, and just releasing tension in the head and then in the forehead. And I like to bring the thumbs right where the eyebrows begin to the base of your forehead. And just put like a little bit of pressure there. We always tend to keep a lot of tension in this area. So just put the amount of pressure necessary that you feel like. Just run your fingers all the way to your temples. Just noticing the sensations that arises. Just giving yourself a little face massage to your jaw and back to the neck, to the trapeze and shoulders. And release your hands back again to your laps, noticing what changed after that. Just take a moment to set an intention for the class, for this next around 45 minutes of movement. So set an intention for it, something that resonates within your heart and your soul. Could be a word, something, a quality that you want to cultivate in your life. Maybe for this week, to start the week with an intention. Now exhale all of your air and take a deep inhale. And on the next exhale, just in your head, sing a nam within your exhale. So exhale all air you have. Take a deep inhale. And exhale with an om in your head. And bring the palms of your hands together and to touch each other above your head. Thumbs come to your third eye. And then down to your lips. And to your heart space. And open your eyes very slowly as if you just woke up. And we're going to start making circles with our heads to one side. And to the other side. Just noticing there's tension and trying to release and send all the oxygen to that part of your body where there's tension or resistance. And now we say yes with our head. And we say no. And just roll your shoulders to your ears and backwards, just giving some movement, some mobility to your shoulders. And forward, change now the circles to the other side. And walk your hands forward. So I'm just gonna, my blanket. If you had a blocker, your blanket, you can just remove it now and set it aside. And walk your hands forward and bring your forehead to the ground. If it's in your practice, ujjayi breathing, you can now start connecting to that breath. Just making the sound of the ocean with your breath. And walk your hands to one side. I'm walking them right now to my right side. And then if you're doing the same as I am, just walking your hands to your right side, place the palm of your left hand on top of your right hand and keep your chest facing to the ground. And bring your forehead to the ground if that's possible. Just sink in the posture, just feeling it on the side of your body. It's like a nice stretch for your obliques. And back to center with the next exhale, and then walk your hands to the other side. So I'm walking them right now to my left side. Now bring the palm of the right hand on top of the left hand and bring your forehead to the ground as you exhale. Melting yourself into the mat, just releasing, surrendering into the posture. And walk your hands back to center. Start walking them towards you, lifting your chest up. We're gonna come to all fours or stacking shoulders above wrists, and bring your knees hip width distance apart. And as you inhale, sink your belly button to the ground, bringing your shoulder blades together and look up onto cat pose. And as you exhale, round your spine, look to your navel into a cow pose. Oh, what's my verse? I'm sorry. So inhale, look up, cow pose, and then as you exhale, you're gonna round your spine into cat pose. So right now we're in cow as we look up, and as you exhale, round your spine. And once again, to your own rhythm. Just give very intuitive movements. If you feel like just giving some movement to the spine, just want to go look into one side, just move. However your body's asking for you to move, just go ahead and just do those intuitive movements. There's no right or wrong for this one. Just move as your body asks you to. Keeping your fingers spread really wide apart from each other. Really grab onto the mat. Feel the fingertips just like grabbing the mat really steady. Now we're going to lean forward and backwards, warming up the wrists. And just notice without judging how far can you lean forward and what do you feel? Keeping your neck straight in line with your spine, remembering that your neck and your head is an extension of your spine. So just keep it in line with it. And we're going to lift your palms away from the ground, pressing with your knees onto your mat, bringing your hands to your sacrum, and the fingers are going to be facing upwards to the sky. And just going to start back bending as if you want to go into camel pose, but it's very gentle, very subtle. Just do not force it, just feel it. Just feel the sensations, feel it on your core, feel it on your back, on your lower back. Relax your neck, relax your eyes, relax your tongue. And inhale, come back. And bringing your hands back again into all fours. We're gonna lift the right knee away from the ground, keeping that knee straight. And we're gonna now do like rainbows, like as if we're drawing rainbows with our foot. So one side and the other ones. We're gonna go for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and come back to all fours. And now we're gonna lift the left hand forward as if you're gonna reach something that's really far away from you. Bend your right knee, and with your left hand, try to reach for your right foot. And with that left foot, kick your left hand up and away from you. Feel like a nice shoulder stretch and heart opening here. And keep breathing at the same time. We're playing with balance. And as you exhale, release the hand and the foot, bringing that knee back into place. Now, within the next inhale, you're going to lift your left knee away from the ground. Keep that left knee straight. And we're going to start doing the same rainbows with the left leg. So we're going to go for 5, 4. So bringing that leg as high as you can while you draw your rainbow. And it's a movement that really comes from your glute, so really activate your glute. It's not from the back, it's not momentum lift, it's like really from your glute. 2, and 1. And now lift your right hand, reach forward for something that's really far away from you. And with the next exhale, bring your right hand to reach for your left foot, grab it behind you. And now kick with your left foot, your right hand far away from you, up and far away from you. You feel it on your shoulder, how your heart opens. And as you exhale, release. Place your right hand on the ground, left knee to the ground. And now open your knees, mat width apart, and bring your hips to the heels and slide your hands forward. Just sink into child's pose. Take a big, deep inhale and exhale. Maybe you want to exhale through your mouth. Just releasing and letting go of any tension in the body. And come back to all fours. Tabletop position. Curl your toes under. And lift your knees away from the ground and step your right foot backwards and your left foot as well. And you're going to come into high plank. And now here in high plank, just really engaging your core, keeping your belly button, your navel in, activating your glutes, spreading your fingers apart. Just feel the power, feel like how you're creating some inner fire right now in your body with this posture. Now press with your hands the mat and lift your hips away from the ground as if you want to reach up to the sky. And we're going to enter into downward facing dog. So if you want to pedal and just take for a walk your downward dog, bending one knee and the other one. If you haven't done any yoga so far in your day, maybe this is your first downward dog of the day. So it's okay if you feel some tightness on your hamstrings, release it by bending one knee and the other one. And as you inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the knee towards your chest into the high plank, but with a variation like keeping the knee next to your chest. And now step your right foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lift your chest away from the ground. Lift your arms up to the sky into variation of warrior one. So make sure that your right knee is right on top of your right ankle and it's not going forward your toes. And as you exhale, frame your right foot, step it backwards, and place your left knee to the ground. And we're going to enter into variation of side plank. So it's going to be a side plank with the left knee on the ground, the right foot is in line with the left one, and lift your right arm up to the sky. Look to the sky if it's possible, keeping your balance and keeping your hips always pointing. And really, even though we have the knee on the ground, but make sure that you're engaging your obliques. And you want for your hips to be shooting up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to the ground. Come to plank. Or keeping another option for Vinyasa here is to keep both knees on the ground. And we're going to go into Chaturanga. So keeping your elbows close to your rib cage as we lower. So as you exhale, either with your knees or without your knees, we're going to exhale, elbows really close to your rib cage. And as you inhale, look up, upward facing dog, keeping and rolling your shoulders away from your ears, pressing the ground away, like lifting your knees and pressing the ground with your foot. And roll your hips, lift your hips backwards to the sky, downward facing dog. Engage your quads and breathe. And now you're gonna lift your left leg up to the sky, and as you exhale, bring the left knee to your chest into a variation of high plank with the knee in between your chest. And step forward, your left foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lift your hands away from the ground, lifting your chest, same variation of warrior one. So we're gonna keep lifted your right heel, but it's as if it still wants to plug into the ground. And keep your left knee stacked right above your left ankle. And breathe. And as you exhale, frame your left foot, bring your right knee to the ground, and walk, step back that left foot. Really, like it's gonna make a line with your right foot. And now lift your left hand up to the sky. Try to look for your thumb or to something that's not moving up in the sky, really spreading your fingers away from each other from your right hand and engaging your core. And as you exhale, bring back to the ground your left palm of your left hand, both knees to the ground. Option is to go into Chaturanga here with both of your knees on the ground. Option number 2 is to lift the knees away from the ground into high plank and from here lower, keeping your elbows close to your rib cage. And as you inhale, roll forward, upward facing dog. Press with your feet the ground, lift your knees away from the ground, and roll your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. And you're going to walk your feet towards your hands onto a forward fold. And you're gonna grab opposite elbows with opposite hands and just release all of your weight and maybe rock from one side to the other one, just releasing any tension also from your hamstrings and your legs. Just feeling the posture. There's no right or wrong here, just feel it. Maybe say yes with your head, say no, and start coming, making it all the way up, vertebrae for vertebrae, lifting, creating space in your spine. Last thing that comes up is your head. And we're gonna go for a couple of rounds of Sunny. So as you inhale, lift your hands to the sky, keeping your navel in. And as you exhale, forward fall into the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. So lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, place your hands to the ground and step your right foot backwards and left foot comes also to the back into high plank. And as you exhale, either with your knees or into the full expression of the posture, we're going to lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. And as you inhale, look up, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. And optional, there's two options here. You can walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat, or you can bend your knees and take a little hop and land in between your hands. Forward fold, and as you inhale, come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana and Samasthiti. One more. So inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthening through the spine. Place your hands on the ground. If it's necessary, you need to bend your knees. Go ahead and do so. Step your right foot backwards and left foot comes also backwards and into high plank. And now from here, full expression or with your knees, find your variation for it. And we're going to lower into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So a couple of more breaths here. Inhale, look in between your hands, and either you can walk your feet towards your hands or you can bend your knees and inhale and float in between your hands, forward fold, Uttanasana. And as you inhale, bring your arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, Samasthiti, hands behind you. And one more. So inhale, hands come up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Ardha Uttanasana, exhale. Place your hands, walk your feet backwards into high plank. And either with your knees or full expression of it, Chaturanga Dandasana, keeping your elbows close to your rib cage. Inhale, look up. Upward facing dog. Press your feet into the ground, lift your knees away from the ground. Rolling your shoulders away from your ear, engaging your glutes. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, you're gonna lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend that right knee. So right knee is gonna be facing the sky, and maybe it's gonna be possible for you to look. Maybe you can see your right foot underneath your left shoulder. And your shoulder should be always in line. What really is twisting, and here it's like It's gonna be your hips. So feel your hip flexors, feel your psoas, feel the back of the hamstrings of your left leg, your base leg. Just feel it opens and how your body responds, how you respond and react to this posture. No judging. And now bring that knee to your chest into a variation of high plank. And step your right foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lift your chest up. Warrior one variation. So the left heel is gonna want to plug into the ground. Right knees stacked above your right ankle, lifting through your chest. So don't let your lower back collapse. It's like you're really lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, gonna go into warrior two. So really sink into the posture now. Both of your hips are gonna be facing forward as if you have two lights on your hips and they wanna light forward. And your right heel should be in line with the left arch of your left foot. Arms straight, shoulders in line, and sink in a little deeper and breathe in. I'm going to reverse the warrior with your right hand. Just grab the energy and now bring it up and above your ear. Your left hand is just really slightly touching your leg. You're not really resting or putting any pressure onto it. And keep your right elbow straight above your ear. Try to look up, opening up the chest. And as you exhale, bring both hands forward. Frame your right foot. Lift it up away from the ground. Three-legged dog. Optional to go here. On a level one, just bring both knees to the ground and do your chaturanga from there. Option number two, with both feet on the ground, but knees lifted away from the ground. And option number three, we're going to go into a chaturanga 3 points. On 3 points. And inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Just keep breathing here. If you need to go into child's pose to rest, remember you can always, this is your practice, make it your own. You can always just find yourself into child's pose and take a few breaths here. And if not, if you want a more vigorous practice, then just keep yourself here resting on your downward facing dog. And as you inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, left knee now points to the sky. And my headphone keeps falling, but just keep rolling, keeping both shoulders in line. Just giving a nice stretch there to your psoas. Keep breathing. Just keep that twist and notice what you feel, what this posture makes you feel. And as you exhale, square your hips and bring that knee to your chest, left knee to the chest, and step the left foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, bring your arms up, warrior one variation. So really feel as if you want to plug your right foot onto the ground, stacking the left knee above the left ankle, just lengthening, growing through the spine, really feeling the heat, how it starts to build with these postures. Just feel how you feel. What does they make you feel? And just twist your right foot. Toes of your right foot are going to face to the other side. We're going to sink into warrior two. So arms are going to be to the level of your shoulders, keeping your shoulders in line. And just sink in a little bit deeper. Your left knee doesn't want to roll in forward, so keep it rolling it as if you had an imaginary wall behind you. And you want for both of your knees to be touching this wall. And as you exhale, grab some energy from the ground, lift it up above your ear, keeping your
Left elbow straight above your ear. And now your right hand's like slightly touching the right leg. You're not really resting on it or putting any weight onto it. Just really feel your obliques, your core doing the work. And as you exhale, frame the left foot and step it forward, three-legged dog. And find the variation of vinyasa that suits you best for today's practice. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. And you can rest on your downward facing dog, or you can always come to your knees. Bring your toes together and rest on child's pose too. That's another option for today. If you're looking for a more vigorous practice, I would suggest for you to stay and find your rest and recover your breath on downward facing dog. So whatever comes through the practice, whatever thoughts coming to your mind, just let it be, just observe. And then just bring yourself back and connect to the present moment through your breath. And come to a fourth. Tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees away from the ground. High plank. And push with your hands, your hips away from the ground. Downward facing dog. And as you inhale, lift your right leg once again. And as you exhale, knee to your chest. Step the right foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, grow into variation of warrior one. Just keep breathing here. And as you exhale, we're going to transfer all of the weight onto the right foot. So with a lot of calm and control, just step your left foot next to the right one. And we're going to enter into Utkatasana, chair's pose. So sit into your imaginary chair, keeping your knees behind your toes, keeping your navel in, retroversion of your hips. And as you exhale, bring your hands, lower your hands, and just lift your heels away from the ground into diver's pose. And exhale, lift your hands up to the sky, Utkatasana, bring your heels to the ground. And as you exhale, diver's pose, lift your heels away from the ground. Inhale, bring your heels down to the ground, lift your arms up to the sky, and one more time, diver's pose, lifting up, lengthening through the spine, and lower, and now lift your left knee onto your chest, stack pose, and as you exhale, water dancer. So pretend as if you want to reach, I'm going to move like sideways so you can watch, as if you want to reach for your left foot behind you and opening up your chest. And as you inhale, lift your knee to your chest, and exhale, open up, water dancer. And one more time, salt pose. And as you exhale, water dancer. And from water dancer, we're going to go into airplane pose. So both of your hip bones, square your hips, are going to be both facing downward. Palms of your hands are facing to the ground. Just really ground through the base of your right foot. Look at something that's not moving on the ground. And as you exhale, place the left foot behind you, finding your balance. And as you exhale, warrior two, one more time. So we're going to bend the right knee, sinking in, it's creating more space, more depth into the posture, keeping your shoulders in line. The right heel should be in line with the left arch of your left foot. And as you exhale, we're gonna now bend the left knee and keep that right knee straight, lengthening through that right knee into Skandasana. to the left side, hands to your chest. If this is not possible, you can always keep your hands on the ground and um, your hips away from the ground. That's okay, as long as you keep your left heel on the ground. Just find whatever feels comfortable for you today. If you another option, if you're here and you just want to open up your arms into cactus, just go ahead and do that. And we're now gonna frame the left foot to runner's lunge, opening up, lifting your left hand up to the sky. And as you exhale, you're gonna start just sliding, twisting until you're into the outer side of your right foot. Now stack your left foot above the right one. Optional, you can just keep your right knee on the ground as a variation for side plank, and if not, you can just enter into the full expression of it. And now just bring the left foot behind you, bending the left knee, hand to your chest. We're gonna enter to Katmakasana, wild thing. So from here, just lift your hips away from the ground, pressing through the left foot, the left sole of your foot, and your right hand. Lift your hips, hand to chest, or you can just straighten up that elbow. And as you exhale, come to high plank and find your variation of vinyasa of chaturanga that you feel like doing. Could be either on your knees or the full expression of it with both knees away from the ground. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Now lift your left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bring the left knee to the chest and step the left foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lift your hands away from the ground, lengthening through the spine, variation of warrior one. Right heel wants to plug into the ground, left knee stacked right above your ankle. Just keep lifting, keep breathing. And now very carefully and with a lot of patience and blissful awareness, we're gonna step all of our weight onto our left foot and bring the right foot next to the left one, and Utkatasana, chair pose. So engaging your core, keeping your belly button, your navel in. Knee should be behind your toes. So if you look downwards, you can be able to see your toes. And now bring your hands backwards. Lift your heels away from the ground. Diver's pose. Should feel like as if you're ready to dive into a pool. And as you exhale, bring the heels to the ground. Lift your arms up to the sky. Utkatasana. And diver's pose as you exhale. Palms of the hands are looking to the ground. And inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, diver's pose. Inhale back to Utkatasana. Shift all of your weight onto your left foot and bring the right knee to your chest, dog pose. So keep breathing. And as you exhale, look for your right foot behind you, opening up from the chest, keeping your shoulder blades together. Inhale, stock pose, bring that knee to your chest. And as you exhale, open up the chest, water dancer. Inhale, stock pose. Exhale, water dancer. Move with your breath, move with the movement. Look to something that's not moving. And on the next exhale, bring the energy down with your hands. Palms of the hands are going to be facing to the ground into airplane pose. So both hips are squared, facing onto the ground. Really rooting from the base of your left foot, spreading your toes apart, just creating some balance here. And it's as if you're making a T shape with your body. So try to really square your hips. Keep your right foot flexed and place it into the ground, warrior one, and start sliding your right foot, warrior two, keeping your shoulders in line, sinking into the posture a little bit deeper. And if you're doing the practice right now and you feel it's a little bit intense, just smile. It always helps to smile. Just enjoying the posture, noticing what arises with it, what thoughts, what emotions, and just keep it there. So try not to be leaning forward or to the other side. Just try to keep yourself centered into space. And from here, we're gonna bend the right knee and bring all of your weight into Skandasana to the right. So remembering the options, you can keep your hands onto the ground. If not, hands in praying position in front of your heart space. Or another option, cactus arms. The toes of your left foot are going to be facing up to the sky. And as you exhale, frame your right foot. Right hand opens up to the sky, lifting it away from the ground. Really plugging into the ground through the heel of your left foot. And as you exhale, slide your right foot and stack it above the left one. Another option is to bend your left knee, place it on the ground, and just place the sole of your left foot into the ground too. So that's a variation for side plank. And if not, just do the full expression of it, just keeping one foot stacked above the other. Now bringing the right knee to your chest, placing the sole of the right foot into the ground, bringing both of your hips to the ground, right hand right to the heart space. Press the ground with the right foot and your left hand and lift your hips away from the ground. Wild thing, straighten up that elbow. And as you exhale, roll backwards into high plank and find the variation that you like for today that suits you the best for Chaturanga Dandasana, bending the elbows. And as you inhale, lift your chest up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, and with the next inhale and exhale, we're gonna bring the feet outside of the hands. So inhale and jump. And we jumped into Malasana, bringing the feet outside of our hands. So now keep pushing with your elbows, your knees away from each other. And then with your knees, try to hug your elbows and lengthen through the spine, bringing your hips and your bones, like the sit bones to the ground. And just breathe in, breathe out, just feel the posture. Observe, notice your breath, notice the rhythm of your heartbeat. Feeling your energy, feeling your love. There's really not a right or wrong movement or posture. So if your heels don't touch here, maybe you need a blanket. You can also use a blanket or roll your mat to give some support to your heels. Maybe that suits you best today, then go ahead for that. Find whatever makes the posture feel, finding comfort within discomfort. So now we're gonna interlace the fingers and bring the right shoulder to the right knee and straighten up your elbows and looking up behind your left shoulder. Look up to the sky, open up through the heart space. And as you exhale to the other side. So now we're gonna bring left shoulder to the left knee, straighten up the elbows and look up. And back to the other side. And now just kind of like move and like do like a little bit more of those movements. So try to go with your own rhythm and your own breath. I'm gonna just move aside the blanket because it feels more comfortable for me without the blanket, without the support. So keep on moving with your breath, with one side and the other. And look up and now place your hands forward and lengthen those knees. Say yes and say no with your head. So releasing any tension that you have, and back to Malasana. And place your hands to the ground, lifting your hips away from the ground, forward fold. And Malasana once again. And back up. And roll all the way through, all the way to the top. Vertebrate for vertebrate. Last thing that comes up is your head. And now we're going to open up your legs, spread them away apart from each other. And toes are going to be facing to both ends of your mat. Bend your knees into goddess pose. And place your hands onto your knees. And we're going to drop one shoulder to the ground. And then you're going to look above the other one. So I'm bringing my right shoulder to the ground and looking up my left shoulder. And I'll switch it up to the other side. And to the other side. So give me a nice, yummy stretch to your legs, to your thighs. And just come back up. Come back to center. And from here, you're gonna bring your right knee to your chest. Stalk pose. And remember, like the water dancer. So we're gonna go as if you're gonna enter into the water dancer. But this time you're gonna look and plug your right hand onto your right foot. And now bring your left one up front and enter into dancer's pose. So keep pushing. I'm gonna do it this way so maybe it's easier for you to see. So you're gonna keep pushing with your right foot, your right hand, up and forward. And just go forward with your left hand. Try to reach and look for something that's not moving. So look a point, like something that's not moving in front of you. Just keep your sight, your drishti into that spot. And keep breathing, trying to find comfort within discomfort. And as you exhale, bring the right knee to your chest and bring it, place your right knee above your left one. We're going to enter Garudasana, Eagle's Pose. If you're able to interlace your right foot behind your left knee, go ahead and do that. And now you're going to stack your left hand above your right one. Elbow should be up to your shoulders, in line with your shoulders. And sit down a little bit lower. Sit on that imaginary chair in Garudasana, engaging your core. And if you fall out of the posture, that's okay. Just come back in stronger. And rise up. And we're gonna go to the other side. So, inhale, stock pose. Lift your left knee into your chest. And as you exhale, water dancer, try to reach for that left foot. And now plug your left hand onto your left foot. Rise up with your right hand and forward. And keep pushing and pressing with the left foot, your left hand, creating some space, opening through the heart space. Just giving a nice stretch to your shoulder, finding your balance. Keep your drishti into a point that's not moving. And breathe. Find comfort within discomfort. And as you exhale, just bring that left foot and Left knee comes this time above the right one. Just engaging your legs, interlacing them. And now your right hand's gonna come right above your left one. Whoop. Find your balance and keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. There's some days the balance is more challenging than others, and that's okay. Inhale, come up and forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, place the palms of your hands on the ground. Step your left foot backwards and the right one as well. High plank. And either with your knees or the full expression of it, going to your Chaturanga Dandasana, bending your elbows, keeping your elbows close to your rib cage. And as you inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, either downward facing dog or child's pose. Keeping your forehead into the ground. Whichever variation you're in, either downward facing dog or child's pose, breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And one more time. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And look forward. Roll the way forward, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. And walk your feet all the way to the front of the mat. And sit down into a comfortable position. Paschimottanasana. So as you inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, forward fold. If you need a strap or something to keep your back straight, because it's best for you to go and reach for your, below your knees or above them, but keeping your spine, lengthening through the spine. So don't round it as you want to forward fold. Try to all the time keep straight spine here. So if you need a prop, maybe you need straps to place it on your feet and pull from there, keeping your back straight. So find your props. If you don't have one, then you can just bring your hands below your knees and from there pull, thinking and being conscious and bringing first your core, your belly button to your quads. And if that's all the way you can lower without your back rounding your spine, then just go ahead and stay here. And you'll feel it much more deeper into your hamstrings and the back of your legs. So find whichever variation suits you best today, just to get that feeling of this posture. Inhale, lift. And as you exhale now, bend your knees. Keep the soles of your feet together. And you can bring a block, just place it in the center or forward or maybe on top of your feet. If you don't have a block, you can use also like a cushion or a pillow if you like, and if not, it's okay, you can do it without the props. And or also to your chest, whatever feels more comfortable for you today. And just bring your head to the ground, sinking into the posture. Whatever thought or emotion arises through it, just notice it, let it go. Remembering your intention, just feeling where you feel resistance in this posture. Just breathing in, breathing out. Lengthening through the spine. Try to see with each exhalation, you can just send more oxygen to that part of your body where there's resistance, and you can let go and surrender into the posture a little bit deeper. Keep breathing. And slowly start walking your hands into your feet and close to your hips. And if you had a block or any assistance of it, just like set it aside for a little bit. And bring your hips close to your feet and come all the way onto your back, laying down. And once again, if you have a block close to you, just keep it next to you. You might be using it as an option. Now from here, spreading your feet hip distance apart from each other. Press through your feet, the ground, and lift your hips away from the ground. Just bringing your shoulders in, shoulder blades come together, squeezing those shoulder blades in together. Just keep lifting. Optional, you can interlace your fingers, make a bind with your hands behind, and just press the ground with your hands, straining those elbows, squeezing your glutes, really engaging them, keeping your navel in to protect your lower back. And optional, if you have a block, well, if you don't have a block, I'm gonna start with this just in case nobody has a block right now at home. So, no blocks, you can just place your palms on your sacrum and just let your sacrum rest on your hands, and it should feel like a really nice release on your lower back on the sacrum area. And if you do have a block, you can just bring that block and place it right underneath, just below your sacrum. And you can choose whichever level feels best for you. Maybe this would be like the higher level of the block. Maybe you can just like place it a little bit lower. So wherever you feel comfortable. This posture should just feel very nice and easy and gentle on your back. So just really enjoying it. If you feel any tension, just notice it. And instead of judging, just say, this is interesting. Try to make whatever adjustment you need for it. Just finding comfort within discomfort. If this is the case on this posture, and try to like ease it up with your breath. Surrendering, letting go a little bit deeper into it. And very slowly release the block. And we're gonna go for a wheel, Darudasana. So if it's not in your practice, you can just gonna give some options for it. So option number one, you can just go ahead and repeat once again what we just did with the block, just like without the block, maybe just interlacing your fingers and just lifting your hips away from the ground. Perhaps you want to bring one knee to your chest and lengthening through that knee or the other one and just play with it. Option number two, you can go ahead and enter wheel pose. So you're going to bring your fingers and the palms of your hands to the ground. Fingers should be facing and in direction, pointing your shoulders. So spreading your fingers apart from each other. Now, press with your feet and lift your hips and bring the crown of your head to the ground. Readjust your hands if necessary, and then press with your hands and lift up onto Darudasana. So a couple of more breaths here. Your drishti, your eyes should be looking to the sky or to the tip of your nose. And as you exhale, release, bring the crown of your head to the ground. Release the back, bring the knees to your shoulders. Hug your knees into your chest. Just roll to one side and the other. Just giving a little massage to your lower back. Maybe do some circles with your knees to one side and to the other side. Whatever feels best right now, whatever feels nice into your lower back, just very intuitive circles there with your knees. Play around, feel what feels good for you. There's no, once again, this time at this very moment, there's no right or wrong movement. Just kind of like feeling your lower back, your sacrum, just soaking in Darudasana. Now bringing your knees to your chest, start rolling forward, like as if you're a rocking chair, all the way to seated position. And we're gonna come to your knees, and we're gonna go into hero's pose. So if you have any, if it feels that it hurts your back or your knees, you can always place a blanket, a block, a pillow, a towel, whatever you have home underneath your hips so that way your knees don't suffer as much. Well, they shouldn't suffer anything on this posture if you have a prop underneath your hips and you're doing it properly. So, skipping, and if at any moment you feel pain on your knee, just don't go further into the posture. Just feel your body. So, we're gonna start walking the hands backwards. Maybe, perhaps you can come all the way onto your forearms. I'm gonna just take away the block because in my case it feels best without the block. But if you have a block or a pillow underneath, just go as far as your body allows you to. No judgment. Just go ahead and just feel the posture there. So keeping your knees together, and maybe you can go all the way onto your back, just bringing your arms, lengthening your arms above your head, over your head. Just breathing, noticing where you feel resistance and sending all your breath to that part of your body. Maybe it's your quads, maybe it's your hip flexors, maybe your lower back. Just notice where you have tension. Try to send all of your oxygen to that part of your body. Keep breathing, hold it there for a couple of more breaths. Just notice. And very slowly start coming out of it. We're gonna come sit on the ground, opening, spreading your legs away from each other into straddle. So just find whatever feels comfortable, or finding comfort within discomfort. Maybe also you will need maybe a block or a pillow or something that would just like help you feel the posture a little bit deeper. And keeping your back straight, just keep lengthening through the spine. We're going to start walking the hands forward. So maybe you can Place your forearms onto a block, either flexing or pointing your toes. Just keep your feet active and notice where your body feels resistance once again, sending all the oxygen to it. Just not holding your breath. Keep your breath very rhythmic, same inhalations and same exhalations. Just feeling your energy, noticing your thoughts when you enter this discomfort. Where does your mind go when you're into this posture? It's not really about how deep can you go. It's like how can you control your mind when you're in discomfort? And this you can apply into life too. And maybe we can lower a little bit deeper, just bringing the chest onto a block if that's the case. Maybe if you had a block, you can just make it all the way into your chest, into the ground. And slowly start going back up. And closing your legs however you can, very slowly. Just bringing the chest, your knees to your chest. And just coming, rolling to your back. Just bringing knees to chest. Once again, hugging your knees into your chest. Bring your hands to the arch of your feet. And just bring your knees closer to the ground, keeping your sacrum rooted to the ground. Just one knee comes to the ground and then the other one. Maybe you want to straighten one knee, the right one, see if it touches the ground, and the other one. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. And release and bring both knees to your chest. And now just let your knees fall into one side and look above. I'm bringing my knees to my right side, so I'm going to be looking above my left shoulder. Just giving a nice twist into my spine. Release the skin in your face. Let your tongue float inside your mouth. And as you inhale, come back to center. And with the next exhale, bring the knees to the other side and look above your right shoulder. Just feeling this nice little twist, this yummy twist on your spine. And come back to center. And from here, I'm gonna just move myself aside so you can look. So try not to, on this posture, try not to look to any of the sides. Just don't roll your neck. Just keep looking up to the sky. We're gonna go into Halasana. Well, first shoulder stand and then Halasana. So bring your knees to your chest. Keep your shoulder blades together. Rolling your shoulders. Make an L shape. 90 degrees angles with your legs. And now lift your hips away from the ground and try to stack your hips right above your shoulders. Just making an L shape with your legs. Place your hands, your fingertips should point into the direction of your hips. Keep breathing. Keep lengthening. And very slowly bring your toes over your head and into the ground. And interlace your fingers, straighten the elbows. Keep breathing. Just enjoying this posture, feeling your back, your lower back. It's a nice stretch for your back. And if it's too easy, maybe you just want to place your feet, not your toes, but really both of your feet on the ground. Try to keep your knees as straight as possible, lengthening through your hamstrings and your knees. And now bring, if it's possible, and if you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe bring your knees to your ears. And release and start lowering, making it all the way to the ground. Last thing that comes to the ground, touches the ground, is your sacrum, and then your feet. And from here, you're gonna enter Shavasana. So, or you can just go ahead and do whatever posture your body's asking for you to do. Not just slowly enter Shavasana, spreading your feet, your legs mat width apart. Hands, palm of your hands face to the sky. Maybe you can just give yourself a nice hug, separating shoulder blades away from each other. Palms of the hands face the sky. Just let yourself melt into Shavasana. Just releasing, relaxing the skin on your forehead and your face. Letting your tongue float inside your mouth. Just noticing and taking conscious of your breath, your air, how it enters your nose, and it goes down to your throat, into your chest and your lungs. Noticing how it expands as you inhale and it contracts as you exhale. And whatever thought comes to your head or emotion, just really notice it pass by. You can even visualize clouds and visualize your thoughts and emotions as clouds are. They're just like passing by in the sky. You're just like noticing them. But you're not attached to them, they're just something external. Your very true essence. It's the essence of love. It's your birthright. This is your home, your clear head, clear thoughts, clear mind. Just keep watching what happens and how you're absorbing the practice while in Shavasana. Noticing what arises and opening up for it and just noticing it. Meditation and this state of blissful awareness, it's nothing to do with just leaving your mind and your head to a blank space. It's actually being conscious of your thoughts and emotions and just not getting attached to them, just letting them go, letting them pass by, connecting to all that you are, just feeling your energy, letting yourself go deeper into this
beautiful meditative state. Once again feel tension on your forehead, just release your skin on your face. Just feel how your body melts into the mat, as if we're laying down at the beach into the sand, and you're just leaving the footprint of your body, of your entire body into the sand, just melting into it. Feeling your energy, feeling your love, feeling your compassion, your kindness, your freedom, your very essence. Feel your breath, how it's supporting your body and has been supporting your body in your life since you were born up until this moment. Your body has not stopped breathing. Feeling the light of your soul, feeling your light. Visualize as you inhale, you fill up your body with this bright light, filling you up with radiant and positive energy, healing energy. And very slowly start coming back to this moment, to your breath, to your body, to the space that you're in at this moment. Letting go of any thought or expectations, just feeling the very present moment. Start very slowly moving your toes and your fingers. Start moving your wrists and your ankles, and your legs and your arms, awakening the body. And now bring your arms above your head and lengthen through the tips of your toes all the way to the tips of your fingers, stretching as if you just woke up. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Release. And now bring your knees to your chest and hug them and sink into one side. I'm going to sink into my right side. I invite you for you to do that. And that way you leave more space to your heart for it to expand. Just letting your tongue float inside your mouth. And this posture that you're in is your very first posture of life. When you were inside the womb of your mother, you were in this posture is your first asana of life. And really slowly start making it all the way into a seated position, helping yourself to come up with your hands. Come to a seated position, something that's comfortable from you, lengthening through the spine. Just bringing the palms of your hands into your knees. And feel if something changed after the practice. Just take notice of it. Don't judge. Take a moment to observe your breath, to observe the energy that's within you and around you. Maybe it's a renewed energy that's surrounding you. Start filling yourself up with gratitude for being here, for gifting yourself this moment to move that energy. Perhaps there was like stagnant energy there and was like moved from the movement of the practice. Just really thanking yourself for this moment of self love. Just giving this time for you is an act of self love. So say thank you with all of your heart. Say thank you for being here. Feel grateful for your body, for your health, for your love, for your life. And bring the palms of your hand for them to touch above your head. And bring your thumbs into your third eye. May your thoughts be clear and thoughts of wisdom. Now into your lips. May you always speak words of compassion, words of gratitude, joy. And now, thumbs to the heart space. May the love that you give and the love that you receive, the love that you deserve, be always with you and within you. May you give and receive the love that you deserve. Just feeling gratitude from the very deep of your heart, the very bottom of your heart, just feeling it because you are love. And exhale all the air. From yours, namaste. Questions. I'm gonna be a little bit longer here and see if you have any questions um, of the practice.